Preface from the lazy author. See the world through music and enrich music through the world. As long as the heart is still beating, there is no reason to give up on your dreams. Everyone's journey in music is unique. For me, Chin-Cheng Lin's musical world tour has been the longest, most honest, and most profound chapter of my life. This book is not a technical manual, nor is it a success story. It is a record, a reflection of the past 35 years. The lonely hours of practice, the heartbeat right before stepping on stage, the inner struggle during composition, and the magical connection in the classroom where both teacher and student learn from each other. Through this first book, I want to share how I play music and how music in return has shaped my life. I have studied, performed, taught, and composed in nearly 40 countries across the globe. There were times I questioned whether I was suited for this path, whether I still had the passion to continue. Yet every time I respond my music stand, sat at the instrument, or engage with a student, a quiet resonance would rise from within, reminding me that music is not a destination. It is a companion, a way to understand the world, and a way to understand myself. Each chapter of this book represents a stage in my musical life, from technical pursuit to academic inquiry, from the spotlight on stage to the shadows of personal struggles, from meeting others to returning to my own heart. Those experiences were not always glamorous, but they were real and complete. If you are a music student, I hope this book will walk with you through moments of frustration and uncertainty. If you are a teacher, a creator, or someone simply curious about classical music, I hope those stories and images will inspire and resonate with you. Life is short, and I want to live mine to the fullest with positive energy and purpose. Life is full of ups and downs. Not everything goes smoothly. But if the mountain doesn't turn, the road can. If the road doesn't turn, we can. As long as we are healthy and keep a kind and steady heart, many difficulties can be softened, even dissolved. Sometimes a crisis can become a turning point, a source of propulsion towards something greater. I've encountered many doubts, both from others and from within. But it was precisely those challenges that taught me to be more steadfast and gentle toward music and life. Music is not just a matter of skill. It is a mirror that helps me reconsider myself and return to my original intention. This book is not a conclusion. It is the beginning of a conversation. I hope it feels like a handwritten letter, warm and personal, inviting you to share your own story. Because no matter where we are in life, no matter how fast or slow we walk, we are all on the same path of learning. And that path is truly worth it. I believe that what touches people the most is not perfect technique, but honest expressions. I didn't write this book to say, I made it, but rather to say, I stumbled, but I didn't give up. If you ever felt lost in music or life, please know that your experiences will eventually become your strength. One day, when you look back, you will realize it was those hardest moments that shaped who you are today. Each of us has our own rhythm and direction. There is no need to compare or to rush to prove anything. Every field holds its own kind of excellence. Success is never defined in a single second. It is built through every small effort along the way. When we find our own path and path, learn to plan, set goals, and adjust when needed, life becomes more grounded and our days more meaningful. We must take responsibility for our own happiness, dare to do what we truly love, and enjoy the beauty of every step along the journey. And if you are walking your own learning path right now, you may come to realize we are not alone. Through music, we enter each other's worlds and we see ourselves more clearly. May this book accompany you for a part of the journey. Light a small lantern along the way and then pass the baton so you can continue your own symphony. Bar 7. Aussie English and the abstract music I couldn't understand. Before going to Australia, I didn't think my English was that bad. Well, at least that's what I told myself. Every Wednesday night, I would join this speaking English gathering in Taipei City, full of college students and office workers trying to practice English. It felt kind of like a language exchange, speed dating event, minus the dating part. I was super delighted, showing up every week, nodding enthusiastically while repeating yes and interesting over and over again. Somehow, that was enough to make friends. One time, after a typhoon, the group relocated near Shijian University. That's where I met Joy, a very cool and honest, very handsome American guy. He gave me the name Jim because it sounded like my Chinese name, Jing. I still remember right before I left for Australia, he looked at me with a strange look and said, "You are going to Australia? Oh man, you are gonna get wrecked by that Aussie accent. How's it going, Mike?" He dragged the nasal tone and spoke with this lazy, almost rap kind of rhythm. I was stunned right on the spot. My inner voice, wait, what? Is that even English? I had like 1,000 yellow question marks floating in my brain. Fast forward a few years, I was studying at the Queensland Conservatorium, and yep, I finally understood what he meant by rap. We were on a concert tour in the desert with our school orchestra when a bunch of local cowboy-looking dudes with actual boots and hats, not the Hollywood handsome kind, got on our bus. They started spitting out English so fast that I completely blacked out. I turned to my Aussie friend Patrick, who was sitting next to me, looking just as lost. He patted me on the shoulder and said, "Don't worry, Mike, I can't understand either." "Wait, what? You are Australian?" Turns out it wasn't my English that sucked. Even my Aussie friend couldn't decode the cowboy dialect. Inner voice confirmed we are just not qualified to be desert cowboys. That entire desert tour, a comedic disaster from the beginning to end. I had assumed the school would book us hotel rooms. I mean, we are artists, right? Then, on the day we were leaving, a classmate turned to me and said, "Jim, why didn't you bring a sleeping bag?" I froze. "Aren't we staying in hotels?" I said. "Nope," he said. "They told us to bring sleeping bags and blankets. We are sleeping in the desert." "Wait, what?" "I didn't bring a towel, a toothbrush, or even a change of clothes." "Oh, you can shower while taking a walk or something?" He smiled. "Excuse me, are we camping or auditioning for Survivor?" That night, we finally arrived at the site. It was the first time in my life I experienced real below zero temperatures. I had no jacket, no sleeping bag, just sheer willpower. I crawled out of the tent in the middle of the night, half frozen, and saw a bunch of classmates gathered around a campfire, laughing and shivering. Wherever the fire hit felt like hellfire. Wherever it didn't feel like an air conditioning death zone. My back was burning, my face was freezing, and my feet were basically ice cubes. But then I looked up and saw the entire galaxy above me, a full 360-degree sky. My first time being swallowed by the stars. Was it romantic? Yes. Was I freezing to death? Oh yeah. I didn't sleep a single minute. I just lay there like a cold dorayaki, waiting for sunrise. Before Queensland, I had actually started out in Canberra, attending a language school and taking percussion lessons at the music academy. I was serious about learning English, but I quickly realized level-based class weren't doing it for me. I needed a challenge to grow. So I marched to the office and asked, "Can I move up a level higher? My English isn't great yet, but I learn faster when it's hard and challenged." The staff were surprised, but moved by my enthusiasm. They bumped me up. From then on, I sat through class, nodding politely at jokes I didn't understand. Inner voice. Why am I laughing? What even was the punchline? Then one day, during orchestra rehearsal, I messed up the rhythm. The conductor, visibly annoyed, said, "Do you know how to conduct? Should I play you a part and let you conduct then?" And me, I answered truthfully, "Yes, I can conduct." Dead silence in the room. The air froze. Looking back now, I wanna slap my past myself. Too honest. Way too honest. This whole language half understood music fully abstract phase was a true test of my willpower. Modern music looked like literal scribbles. I would spend an hour moving a giant instrument just to hit it once in the piece. Why? Why not just write it on paper and pretend? Then we did minimalist music and I snapped. Teacher, this is just repeating itself, right? The teacher, expressionless. It's about the subtle harmony changes. I thought. Cue dramatical eye roll. Why? Once after a rough performance, the teacher straight up said, if I knew you were at this level, I wouldn't have accepted you. I didn't cry right away. I held it together. But the moment I got back to the dorm room, I cried into my towel. After a while, I wiped my face and went right back to practice. Because what else could I do? Luckily, I had an incredible percussion teacher. Not flashy, but kind, serious, and passionate. I loved his class. I learned so much every time. One day, I randomly asked, Kevin, can I intern with your percussion duo? He was stunned. No one ever asked that before, he said. A few days later, he said, yes. He let me sit in on 3 concerts, help pack instruments, organize sheet music, and watch rehearsals. Before the first show, he even bought me dinner. He told me, you know, back in Sydney, students had to pay to intern with professional groups. But I see how much you love this, how hard you try. I'm happy to give you this opportunity. Honestly, I was just grateful to be the backstage assistant. Those concerts didn't just teach me technique. They showed me what it means to be a true worthy musician. That experience shaped how I later worked in universities, running music programs, organizing events. It all started there, and it taught me something I still believe today. Even if you don't understand something now, it doesn't mean you will never understand it. So, if you are still debating whether to study abroad music or language, I will leave you with these. Bring a sleeping bag and learn to laugh even when you don't understand a thing.